Have you ever done something kind and received nothing in return? You gave up your seat on the train for an elderly person struggling with heavy bags. No thank you came. You quietly covered for a colleague's mistake at work and nobody even noticed. You cook for your family every single day, and the words thank you never seem to arrive. These moments aren't rare. For most of us, they happen again and again. What's the point, you start to wonder? Doing good only ever seems to cost me. And slowly, almost without realizing it, the warmth you once felt toward others begins to cool. Kindness starts to feel like a burden. But before you close that door, pause for just a moment. Is it really true that good deeds change nothing? What if something is quietly shifting in places you simply can't see yet? Today, I'd like to explore that question together, through a teaching that has endured for over 2,500 years. There is a story of a monk who spent 40 years tending a garden in a remote monastery, watering the same plants, pulling the same weeds, never knowing if his work mattered to anyone at all. Decades later, a traveler stumbled upon that garden during a terrible storm and found shelter beneath the trees he had planted. Trees that had grown strong and steady all those years, waiting silently to offer refuge to a stranger. The monk never learned this. He simply continued his work the next morning. This story takes us back roughly 2,500 years. In a small village in ancient India, there lived a blacksmith, a humble, hard-working man who earned little but asked for nothing more. One day, word reached him that a great and enlightened teacher was passing nearby. His heart leapt. He had heard stories about this teacher since childhood. They say he has awakened to the deepest truth of life, he thought. I have to meet him. He set down his tools at once and gathered everything he had at home to prepare a meal. Dried mushrooms, simple, modest fare. It was the very best a poor craftsman could offer. But he brought it with both hands and a full heart. When he bowed before the teacher and asked, "Please, would you honor me by accepting this meal at my home?" The teacher accepted, quietly and without hesitation. What happened next, the blacksmith could never have imagined. After eating the meal, the teacher felt gravely ill. The food, though prepared with pure and loving hands, brought on a serious sickness. Not long after, the teacher passed from this world. The blacksmith was shattered. It was my meal, he kept thinking. I did this. I shortened the life of the greatest man I had ever known. But before he died, the teacher spoke to his closest disciple. Do not blame him. Do not let him carry this sorrow. The meal he offered me is equal in merit to any gift I have ever received, equal even to the meal I was given on the night I first awakened. Tell him this. His offering was whole, and it was pure. The blacksmith had not acted for praise. He had not acted hoping for a reward. He had simply given everything he had from an honest and open heart. And the teacher said, that act, whatever its outcome, is a seed of goodness that will never disappear. This story holds one of the deepest teachings in all of Buddhist thought, the teaching of karma. Karma is a Sanskrit word, and it simply means action. But the teaching behind it goes further. Every action we take carries consequences. Good seeds, planted honestly, will eventually bear good fruit. Difficult seeds will bring difficult fruit. This is the law of cause and effect, as natural and reliable as the turning of the seasons. Think of it like farming. You plant in spring, you harvest in autumn. If you never plant, nothing grows. But if you do plant, even on a gray and uncertain morning, the seed takes root beneath the surface, quietly and patiently long before you see any sign of it. Here is what matters most. The outcome doesn't erase the act. The blacksmith's meal led to a result he never wanted, and yet the teacher said it was one of the most precious gifts of his life. Why? Because the intention was pure. The action was whole, given with body, word, and heart completely aligned. In Buddhist teaching, every action has three dimensions: what we do with our body, what we express through our words, and what we hold in our mind. When all three point in the same direction, toward genuine care without agenda, the action becomes complete. That completeness is what creates lasting merit. There's also a broader view of time in this teaching. Our lives are not isolated events, each beginning and ending in a single breath. The effects of what we do ripple outward in ways we may never fully witness. This means there is no need to rush, no need to demand that goodness return to you today. or tomorrow, or even in this lifetime. And here's perhaps the most quietly radical part of this teaching. The teacher said that a good act changes the person who performs it first. When you are kind to someone, truly kind, without calculation, something inside you softens. A warmth rises. That feeling is not nothing. That feeling is the first fruit of a good seed, arriving the very moment it is planted. So how might this teaching find its way into the texture of our daily lives? The first practice, and perhaps the hardest, is learning to let go of the expected thank you. When we do something kind, we naturally want it to be seen. That longing is not wrong, it is human. But when the acknowledgement doesn't come, something inside us contracts. We feel invisible, we feel foolish for having tried, and we quietly decide, next time I won't bother. Here is a small shift that can change everything. Rather than doing good things for others in order to receive something back, try thinking of it as tending your own inner garden. You are planting seeds, not for someone else's harvest, but in the soil of your own character. Whether anyone notices is beside the point. You know what you planted. That is enough. Pause. At work, this might look like gently covering for a colleague without making it known, or stopping after a meeting to tell a quieter coworker, I thought what you said was really interesting. Small gestures, invisible to most, but each one lays a quiet layer of integrity in you that builds slowly and surely over time. At home, it might be as simple as saying good morning with warmth every single day, resting a hand on a tired partner's shoulder without a word, picking up the phone to call a parent, even when there's nothing particular to say. None of these things will transform your household overnight, but over months and years, they change the atmosphere, the way a room slowly fills with light as the season turns. And when we think about the longer arc of a life, about aging, about what we leave behind, this teaching becomes especially tender. What will remain of us when we are gone? Not titles, not accumulated things, but the warmth of having been someone who showed up, who was gentle, who gave without keeping score. The blacksmith may have spent years grieving, but the teacher's words, your offering was precious, it was whole, must have accompanied him for the rest of his life like a quiet light. That is what a good act can do. It outlives the moment, it lives on in people, it carries forward in ways we will never fully trace. If today's story could be held in a single sentence, it would be this: what you do with a good heart does not disappear. Even when no one notices, even when the result isn't what you hoped. Every act of genuine kindness, offered with a quiet and honest heart, settles into you, layer by layer, quietly, but with a weight that lasts. The blacksmith had no idea that the meal he prepared would be the final meal of the greatest teacher he had ever known. He couldn't have known, and yet his simple, wholehearted gesture has been carried forward across 2,500 years and is still being spoken of today, in this moment, between us. The small kindness you offered someone this week, perhaps one you've already half forgotten, is doing the same. Somewhere in someone, it left a mark, a warmth, a flicker of light. You don't need to see it, you don't need it returned, just plant one more seed today. Something small is fine. Hold a door open, smile first. Say the kind thing you almost kept to yourself. The ground is ready, and every seed you plant is already, quietly alive. Thank you so much for spending this time together. There's a woman in Mumbai who remembers the stranger who gave her directions when she was lost and afraid, 30 years ago. She tells her grandchildren about him still. There's a boy in Sao Paulo who decided not to take his own life because someone, whose name he never learned, sat beside him on a bench and listened. The seeds you plant today are already growing in soil you will never see, in gardens that will bloom long after you are gone.